Well, Gemini, welcome to your reading for May. Hope you are amazing. We're going to jump right in, see what we have for you. Okay, so the first card is Slave, surrendering your power of choice to the divine with complete trust. Interesting. I think I see where this is going, actually. And then Ancestors, historical connections and purposes. So this is about family. And not necessarily family, but like generational, not trauma, but generational ideals that you've built up over time. Okay. So so I see here that at one point in your life you were like a slave to that. Like that's not what we do in our family, or always thinking of your family above you. Um Feeling like you have to be the one to save your family, or finding yourself following in their footsteps because everyone is like, you know, this feels to me like wanting to break a generational pattern and being your own individual and doing your own thing, regardless of whether you're getting full support from them or not. Okay, so patience, winter solstice, reflection, great achievement, elder. Oh, okay. Commitment, and island, solitude. Yeah. There's a lot of you standing on your own in these cards. Okay. So in May, I see you getting hit with this feeling, Gemini, of I want to do things differently, or looking at things differently, or feeling differently about situations. And realizing, like taking a pause and realizing you don't want to go down that same path, or you don't want to follow that same direction that everyone is going in. I feel like you want to achieve something big on your own. And sometimes people are not in the mindset to perceive something that big. So, of course, you won't be supported because I feel like they don't see it. They can't embody it. It's too much of a risk. But I feel like you want to take that risk. Like you want to be the one to change minds, to show that something can be done, to change a pattern. And I see you being very committed to doing that, to changing that pattern, to show others. And it's that acceptance of, I may have to do this alone, I may have to do this without support, but I have a purpose. And that purpose is achievement and success, and something that I believe in. Okay? So let's get into your cards, Gemini. Okay, Gemini. Five of Wands. The Moon. Knight of Coins. Page of Wands. The Sun. Justice. Wow. King of Wands. Five of Swords and Five of Coins. You're definitely seeing things that you haven't saw before, or having the realization, the epiphany moment, the come to Jesus moment, some people call it, the wake up call. And I see that with the Sun. In May, a lot of things are illuminated to you. It's almost like there's a flashlight in all the dark corners, recesses of your mind in your life. So you're seeing it fully, and not just pieces of it, if you will. Yeah. And there's this feeling of, do I go along with it, you know, as I always have, or do I change it? Because mentally, at this point, Gemini, you know better, you see better, you see it fully. I just feel like you choose to go a different direction because you know that you can't just ignore it. It's about integrity, really. Okay. Yeah, I see you overcoming generational things, lies, deceit. You're like overcoming those things because you see it for what it is. And it's one of those things, like, once you see something, you can't just go along with it like you didn't see it before. I don't see you doing that. Um, I feel like it's hard. March does feel a little bit hard, because it feels like, I feel like you like the stability of family or this group, and going against it or people not understanding kind of feels like it's going against the grain, so it's not comfortable. But I don't see you stopping as well. I do see you trying to get other people to understand, and there being, it feels like, um a never ending conversation. Yeah, and I see that you're very happy with taking control or doing what it is that you want to do, accomplishing what it is that you want to accomplish. You have fire in your eyes, Gemini, and it's not going to stop you. You know that this is a part of your happiness equation. It doesn't have to be everyone else's, but it's definitely yours. Yeah. And the realization in May as well that sometimes you have to walk away from people or things or let them go in order to be happy. It's like you don't need that burden of always trying to fix something or always trying to talk something out, even though the other person isn't listening. You're just talking nonstop. Like I said, it has this kind of nonstop feel to it. It's that realization that you don't have to keep doing that. Okay. Okay, so the Magician, Two of Swords, Queen of Cups, Page of Pentacles. And it's so weird though because it just feels like it's out of love. There's no hatred in these cards. The Empress, the Star, the Four of Cups. Yep, and the Knight of Cups. There's lots of love here, lots of care. Um, so in May, it starts out with you seeing some adversity. Okay, you getting some pushback. Um, and I feel like it's because people don't understand. And then you don't understand why someone would act that way just because they don't understand. It's like, why don't you try to figure it out? Why don't you try to see my perspective? Why don't you open your eyes? It's that some people are just comfortable where they are. They don't want to grow. We have to understand that sometimes. Um, but what's interesting is I feel like, Gemini, you're on a really good path with your life. You're trying to create. You're trying to use your creativity, your individuality to create sort of the life that you want. But I feel like there's adversity and people not understanding or seeing that from you clearly. Um, Especially, it feels like you feel as though someone should nurture this part of you. And it feels like someone isn't because they just don't see it. They don't understand. They can't emotionally process it at the moment. It really doesn't have anything to do with you as much as it has to do with this person just not understanding or just not like being present in that space that you're in. And I don't see it stopping you. That's the most beautiful part of this, Gemini, is I do not see it stopping you. I see it being a guiding light for you. It's that realization of I need to do something for me. I need to do something for my life, something I want to do as an individual. And I'm sorry that you don't see it, but it's not going to stop me. I feel like you have spiritual support. You feel it. You're connecting with it, you know. And yeah, you definitely made the decision. Um, it's weird. I feel like in May, someone doesn't completely have your back. But they're not completely on board. That's what I'll say. Someone isn't completely on board. There's a lot of confusion at why someone doesn't see things from your perspective or your side, or why people don't see, like if you have an invention, why they're not seeing how great it is. You know how great it is, but I feel like it doesn't dim your fire. That's the beautiful part. It does not dim your fire at all. I feel like you're trying to create history. This is a really big situation I'm feeling here. Um, Maybe you're doing it without even realizing that you're creating history or changing generational energy. Yeah, rejection. Um, Rejection can make you rethink yourself sometimes, and I feel like you do for a moment. But the realization that it's not you, it's just other people being stuck in their ways or not being able to see a different perspective, makes you stronger. And realizing that, having that wisdom, and realizing that it's not you. So, not doubting yourself and your choices. I see that being in here. Um, and realizing that you have to nurture and believe in your goals and what you want to achieve. Um, you have to heal yourself. You have to make it happen. You have to create that. So it feels like you're doing something, creating, using your creativity to manifest, and also nurturing yourself and keeping the situation moving. Um, Interesting. There's something in here about seeing something in your life. Um, I'm gonna break it down how I'm seeing it. So it's a material existence, money, car, home, like how your home is. There's something um in your life that you never dreamed of having and kind of settled for what it is you did have. There's a dream to accomplish that, and that really could be driving you. It's like that feeling of I want to be a millionaire with a pool, and being like, well, I'll settle for my life as it is now. But it's different because it's switching on a dime, turning on a dime. Is that what they call switching on a dime? Where now you're starting to believe that you can have those things. It's like you have a big, beautiful, sort of dreamy mindset. And it's really good for you because it's helping you step out on faith and take a risk. Yeah, these two things are connected. There's a there's a weird energy of you stepping out of patterns or routines. And it's good because the risk allows you to grow. It allows you to take that risk. But I also see you sort of being like, oh, but I need the routine. but also knowing that you need to nurture your dreams and nurture your individuality. It's right for you. Um, sometimes you can just, we all do this. I want to do what's right for my family. Or I want to do what's right for this situation. But you leave out the part of doing what is right or just for you. And you're doing what's right and just for you. And because of that, you're stepping into your dreams. You're making a dream come true. You're literally ushering it in. That's what I see. That you do leave things behind by doing that. You do have to step over fears of abandonment or feeling like you're going to lose things. But it's interesting because your energy is heightened, Gemini, to a point where the worry part is not really here. It's underlined there, sort of kind of dropped in, but it's not taking over your life. You rather move away from the adversity, I see, than indulge in that feeling. But sometimes when you stand alone on that soapbox, it starts to come towards you again because you don't have anyone to sort of kind of nurture you the way that you have to nurture yourself at this time. Interesting. Okay, let's dig a little bit more for May. So maybe it's a career move because there's a lot of career money cards. I don't feel a lot of love energy. I'm going to be honest. Okay. This felt like it had to come out. So I don't feel a lot of love energy. This is more about you as an individual and how you're communicating and acting with the universe, like in tandem with the universe. Yeah. So we're going to start with love because it has the least amount of cards. Okay. For those of you that are out here dating, I don't see anything. Be careful of feeling like someone, because someone is so fun or so exciting or so new, don't give your all to it. Thinking that it is going to be a be all end all, because I feel like it's not catching. I don't know how to explain that. Like, it's not, you're not hooking this person. It's more like fun, a come and go type of thing. I also feel like this person doesn't have a lot of follow up. They're not consistent. So don't get your hopes up about love. And that's why those cards weren't come out, because it's like, it's something new. Like, that's it. Okay, money and career. Oh. Yeah, there's definitely some change. There's definitely some change. There's definitely some growth. Definitely some growth. I feel like phobias that you've had, that you don't know that you actually have, of taking risks or stepping out of the box, are being shown to you in May because you're making changes. Yeah, you're doing things to nurture yourself. You're stepping out of the box. You're trying something. You're taking a risk. When it comes to money or career, the way that you live your life, To others, they may not like it, but it's less about them and more about you, Gemini. Be honest. Like, you may even be taking better care of your money or budgeting in a different way or doing things differently, right? But it's almost like someone's like, you're impacting me, but you're not. You're not. It feels like there's another side taking something way too much to heart that really doesn't involve them in a way, or looking into things way too much when they should be lighter about the situation. I'll keep it at that, but that's what it feels like. And I feel like you need to understand that it's not you. It's not you. It's someone missing their blessing, their opportunity for change as well, their opportunity to see a different perspective because they're so stuck on what they knew. Okay. Don't be afraid to speak up. Don't follow the status quo just because. Yeah, because you have this you know that you need to nurture your happiness and your individuality and what you believe in your creativity. And you're going in the right direction of doing that. That's the thing. It just feels, Gemini, like they want me to tell you you're doing a good job. Don't stop. That's that's really what it is, right? But I see you getting into your head when it comes to really meaning it, like saying something directly and not changing on it and being like, this is how it is moving forward. I see you being a little bit hesitant and having to think about this for a long period of time, or maybe even keeping it a secret before you have to tell others that this is what's happening regardless of how you feel or not. But you're going to do it anyway. That's what I see. Yeah, you're ready to put in the hard work. I see you being hard work and dedication and not worrying about maybe it'll happen, maybe it won't. You're like, I'm just giving it my 100%. I'm not even dealing with the doubt right now. You have so much to give, so much to offer, and so much to achieve that I feel like, Gemini, you're not going to hold back on that any longer. Okay. You're doing it for you, your stability. And I see that financially you'll be fine. Whatever it is, it's it's a foolproof plan, it looks like to me. I'm going to be honest. And your heart is in it and it feels good. You know, that's what's interesting is you have the drive, the motivation, your heart is in it. You're very excited about what it is you're going to do. You just have opposition. As long as you can control that, not control it, but sort of block it out in a way, you'll be perfectly fine. Passion, the first card. Drive, dedication. You love what you do. You love what you're going to do. You have full heart and desire to keep achieving what it is that you're achieving. It's not going to stop you. You're not going to let other people's emotions sway your emotions. And wisdom. I feel like you're following your own heart and what it is that you need. You're nurturing what you need, not what others need, not what the greater good needs, but what you need, what you want to do, what your passion is. It's like you have heart eyes for what it is that you're doing. Even though that it's new and you're not sure how it's going to play out, you're not going to stop due to doubts. Impatience. You can't change what other people are going to say. I'm going to be honest. They have to learn on their own. They have to seek wisdom on their own. You know, they're just saying, okay, what they're saying is coming from is a place that is not as mature, developed, and attached to your truth as much as you want it to be. But you are speaking your truth and doing what's best for you. So, brava. All right. I love you, Gemini. I'll see you next week. Okay. Bye-bye.